Students, today 1-3 we're going to look at integers and absolute value. Extremely important that you understand what an integer is and extremely important that you understand what absolute value is. I know that we've talked about the importance of vocabulary and the fact that you're going to have vocabulary quizzes often, but in order to complete this lesson you need to know exactly what the definition of an integer is and exactly what the definition of an absolute value is. Just to remind you, everything is in your PowerPoint. These definitions are in your PowerPoint as you work through the lesson here for the evening. A couple of items to note about integers and absolute value. And again, if you understand what these two things mean, you are off to an easy start in the lesson. Some examples. Once you understand the definition, so if you don't understand the definitions of an integer and especially absolute value, pause right now, go back, reread what an absolute value is, reread what an integer is. When you get items like this, I'm going to do an example here. When you get items like 6 and you have two straight lines, first of all, the two straight lines represent absolute value. That's beyond the definition. So we're asking how you would phrase this is what is the absolute value of 6? And because you understand the definition of absolute value, which is the distance a number is from 0, you would say the absolute value of 6 is 6. If you have the absolute value of a number like -6, how far is -6 from 0? The answer is going to be the exact same. It is 6. It is 6 places from 0 if you're going to refer to a number line. So dealing with absolute value, it's pretty simple if you just understand that the absolute value symbols, two straight lines, represent absolute value, and that the number within the absolute value symbols is the distance that number is away from 0. Gets a little trickier when they're asking you to do math problems with absolute values, such as what is the absolute value of -2 plus the absolute value of -9? Well, we know the absolute value of -2 is 2, so I'm going to rewrite this problem. We're going to add whatever the absolute value of -9 is, which is 9. So our new problem is 2 plus 9, and 2 plus 9 is 11. Remember, we like to work vertically, and I like to box final answers. One more example before I send you on your way would be a problem such as this. What is the absolute value of 6 minus 9? You're going to treat this as you would with order of operations. It's almost like you have parentheses. Do what is inside of the absolute value first, which is 6 minus 9. You know that 6 minus 9 is -3, so your new problem, as you work vertically, is what is the absolute value of -3? Absolute value of a problem, absolute value of 6 minus 9 is turning into the absolute value of -3, and your final answer would be 3 because -3 would be 3 places from 0 on a number line. Good luck!